Suzanne, thank you. Well, fall is in full swing, and that means that the fall festival season is too.
Yeah, so one family farm in Cecilia is getting all into the spirit.
Yeah.
Our Sam Carter is live at Thomas Dairy Farm and Market right outside of Elizabethtown this morning. They got a little bit of everything, Sam.
Just a little bit of everything, Carrie. That's right. Now, a little while ago, I asked you guys a question. What do you get when you combine apples and compressed air and a lot of American metal? Well, we're about to find out right now with our new friend Walker, the third generation of farmers here at Thomas Dairy and Market. Talk to me. You're holding on to something pretty cool here. Let's not leave people in suspense. What do we got?
This is our latest attraction. Is an apple cannon. You get to come out and drop an apple in it, load the gun, and shoot it off at 90 psi, and it really kind of shakes the ground when you shoot it. So.
I'm excited to give it a shot. A lot going on here, though. Talk me through what else we got, because there's a maze behind us we're going to visit later, and there's a lot going on here. What kind of keeps you guys innovating and keeps you guys kind of coming up with new stuff to bring people out?
We're always looking for things for our daytime, for the families to do, to spend more time out here on the farm. We're also looking for things for our nighttime, as far as our haunted woods and our zombie paintball, so we have some older ages that can come out. So we have something for everybody.
Yeah, not enough time today to show you everything, but while we have the sun, I want to come over here, Walker, and I want you to guide me through this. Now, full disclosure, I was walking through this a little while ago, and I may or may not have hit the wrong button and had a bit of a dry fire. So we'll hope this one goes a little better. So how do we do this?
We're simply going to load the apple in there.
Okay.
If you want to drop it in.
Drop it in like so.
And you're going to push this in.
All right.
Then you're loaded, your green light's on, and you're just ready to aim and pull the trigger over there.
All right, and I see there are sights. Are the sights accurate on this, Walker?
Well, that's a little deceiving with the apples. The apples do funny things, so.
Well, that's what my grandfather always used to say, Walker. Apples will do funny things.
Oh, that's real close.
Fun. That is way too much fun. Okay, let's do a few more, because I gotta try this again. I may have just loaded it. Oh boy.
Go ahead and pull the trigger and we'll reload.
No.
All right, now load.
All right, now we're good.
We're good now.
Now we're good now. All right.
Just a little training, we'll have you up to speed.
We're exactly right. If 5-year-olds can do it, I can do it. And that's actually something I want to talk to you about. Anybody can come do this, right?
Anybody can do this.
Anybody can do it, including your boys. A little high last time.
Oh,
I barely missed it. All right, one more, and then we'll send it back. Oh, I'm leaving it open. Here we go. It's open. Boom. I like where our head's at here. We're gonna knock this pumpkin down this time, Walker. We're gonna do it. Okay, here we go. 3.
Oh, no.
Very close. I think I might stay here for a little while and keep doing this. We got a lot more. Going to be at their corn maze this year. Brand new design. Can't wait to tell you all about it in about 25 minutes. It's going to be a good one. Walker, load one more up for me here.
This is fun.
Yeah, we're really wishing you the best, Sam. We want you to hit that target.
Oh, that was awesome.
He's getting close.
He is getting close.
Keep working on it. Practice, practice, practice.
That's right.
All right, coming up after the break, researchers are studying the link between alcohol and one of the most common forms of cancer. What scientists want women to know about the risk.
Plus, e-scooters and e-bikes are a popular way to get around, but more and more riders are getting hurt. We'll tell you what you need to know.
But first, Friday's Mega Millions is now at $91 million. Tonight's Powerball is up to $49 million. Stick around. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back. Researchers at Johns Hopkins are looking into the link between breast cancer and alcohol.
Experts say most women are unaware of the connection, despite there being hundreds of studies showing a direct association between alcohol consumption and breast cancer risk. According to the American Cancer Society, women who have one alcoholic drink a day have a 7 to 10% increase in risk. Up to 3 drinks a day, the risk jumps to 20%.
Be mindful of how much you drink and how often. I want to raise awareness for my daughter and for other women, just to know that this is one thing that we can change.
Experts say younger women might be especially vulnerable because breast tissue is most sensitive to environmental exposures during the teens and 20s. Electric scooters and bikes are everywhere these days, and chances are you've seen people riding them in downtown or other parts of the city.
But a new report shows injuries are increasing, especially among children and teens. The Consumer Product Safety Commission found about a 21% increase in injuries from 2021 to 2022, and children younger than 15 account for a significant amount of those injuries, which range from bruises and cuts to broken bones and even death.
In particular, e-scooters had the highest increase in injuries and accounted for nearly half of the micromobility deaths. Additionally, nearly half of all estimated e-bike injuries from 2017 to 2022 occurred in 2022 alone.
Meantime, harmful incidents involving another popular device are down. The CPSC found injuries on hoverboards were down 26% over the same time period. And any ER doctor or doctor in general will tell you that those scooters are one of the main reasons they see folks.
Yeah. I mean, I have busted it on a hoverboard too, so I'm actually kind of surprised to see those injuries. I guess maybe they're not as popular right now either.
Maybe people are wearing helmets, which
there
is
it
always
is.
good, right? Back here at home, first responders in Louisville now have a wellness space to go to for both physical and mental support.
And as our Eddie Miners tells us, the Summit Wellness Facility is a major step LMPD is taking to help recruit and retain officers.
The overarching theme of the new Summit Wellness Center is for first responders to take care of both their physical and mental health. And officials say that will not only benefit the officers, but also the community.
When officers perform well and feel supported, they stay to have healthy, successful careers. They recruit new officers who are excited about the opportunity to come and serve. And they ultimately are more effective and more efficient at taking care of the community and the people who live here.
The Summit Wellness Center in the St. Joseph neighborhood has a fully equipped weight room, basketball gym, physical therapy, and rehab center.
It looks amazing, so the eye test it passes.
It also offers a lounge, classroom space for meetings and community events, as well as a meditation room. LMPD says the center will also house its specialty officer support programs,
which includes our early intervention system, our peer support, our health and safety officer, as well as mental health and counseling services.
Today, we better understand more than ever before, the need to be mentally healthy is just as important as the need to be physically healthy.
According to Mayor Craig Greenberg, providing better officer support was a recommendation made by the Department of Justice to LMPD. And officers, like Lieutenant Commander Joel Lopez, agree the summit is a step towards reaching that goal.
We can talk, we can work out, and just deal with all those things that we deal with on a daily basis, because we want to deal with them in these walls, amongst our friends, amongst professionals.
The summit was paid for by both federal, city, and private funds, and can be utilized by all Louisville Metro first responders, including police, fire, EMS, and Metro Corrections.
Healthy officers and first responders are a vital part of creating a healthy and vibrant community.
Addie Miners, WLKY News.
The Summit Wellness Center is opening to first responders 24/7.
Still ahead on the news at 9, the Speed Art Museum is going green. We'll show you the areas where you can sit and enjoy the scenery all day, every day.
Plus, they say it was nothing short of a miracle how this 81-year-old man with dementia was found after being missing for 2 days. But first, we're checking back in with Matt and Suzanne.
Now, it's been a chilly but bright start to the morning. It's great to see the sunshine across our area. We're in the 40s right now. We will see numbers jump significantly into the afternoon. We're not going to have any rain today, and we are still in drought conditions across the WLKY region. I do have some needed showers that are in the later week forecast. I'll have more on that for you coming up. But first, let's check in with Suzanne. If you're headed out, hit the road.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. So far this morning, we have had major problems on the Waterston. We have had a crash Waterston westbound at Poplar Level Road, Bardstown Road, and Newburgh Road, basically all at the same time. We're still working to clear this one on the far right-hand side of your screen. You can see that this is a little bit closer to Bardstown Road, so still watching for that. Now, the good news is we've seen an improvement here. This is a live look at 64 closer to Grinstead. After an earlier crash near Alta Vista, traffic is now moving better on 64.
Right now, this is WLKY News at 9.
Good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm Carrie Grace.
And I'm Alex Durham. We're going to start you off on this Wednesday with a look at your forecast. Meteorologist Matt Milosevic. He has some sun in our forecast today.
And finally, right, just being stuck in the clouds for really the better part of the last 4 days makes it nice to see the bright skies and sunshine today. And with a lot of sun, we're not going to need the radars today. That will change a little later in the week, but let's enjoy the sunny conditions. We still need the coats and jackets as numbers are coming out of what in many locations started out in the 30s and low 40s. We're now starting to see everyone at least in the 40s. E-Town, you were upper 30s earlier. You're now 41, still a bit on the chillier side. 43 Fort Knox, 45 Bardstown and Bowman Field, to 46 at Ollie International. I think the jump through the second half of the morning and into the afternoon in our temperatures will be quite quick. So 40s turn into 50s by 11 o'clock, 50s into the 60s for the afternoon. I think in town we can make a run close to the 70-degree mark. 71 will be our 4 o'clock high in the metro. Many of the suburbs and surrounding communities will be a couple of degrees below that. But when you consider that we've been stuck in the clouds and highs only in the middle and upper 50s the past couple of days, today is going to be much warmer with the sunnier skies. Cloud cover thickens up tonight ahead of some shower chances in our late week time frame. Both Thursday and Friday, we can see some widely scattered showers across the area. Doesn't look like a ton of rain, but a little bit of wet weather, and we will trend drier by the weekend. But the weekend also will have our temperatures trending down a little bit. I'll talk about some of the cooler than normal weather heading our way in the 7-day in the next check of your forecast. But right now, it's It's 9:31 on the clock. Let's send it back to the news desk.
Matt, thank you. A Louisville man accused of using kids to sell drugs has been indicted on new charges.
Jamarcus Glover was indicted this week. St. Matthews police say Glover and others used kids to transport and sell fentanyl and heroin. This comes about 2 weeks after an arrest warrant was issued because Glover skipped his arraignment. A new bench warrant was issued for his arrest. Glover is now facing multiple charges like tampering with physical evidence and bail jumping. He's set to be in court October 30th. The murder trial for a former DJ for Jack Harlow has been postponed until December.
Police say Ronnie O'Bannon shot Kashmira Nash while she was working as a bartender at the Vibes nightclub during a 2021 Derby Eve party. O'Bannon's attorney says Nash attacked him twice before the shooting. Harlow was in the club at the time and submitted a videotaped deposition. This delay comes just days after prosecutors told the court a witness to that shooting is now charged in an unrelated murder. Arthur Simpson was arrested in September. Court records say that he opened fire at Southern Lounge and Restaurant at 3rd and Market on August 27th. 2 men were killed, 4 others were shot, but did survive. And we are hearing from the family of an 81-year-old man who was found 2 days after he was reported missing.
The Floyd County Sheriff's Office's Larry Gilbeck left his home on State Road 62 in Lanesville and then wandered into the woods Friday afternoon. It didn't take long for his family to organize a massive search. And after 2 days of looking for him, an app with mapping technology led rescuers to the bottom of a steep hill, which was about an hour from Gilbeck's home.
When I was holding him, he was talking. His words were clear. I could understand him. He did not appear to be in any pain.
I definitely was fearing the worst, but we know that we had some prayers answered that day.
Carson Denny, a family friend, is the one who found him. The family says it is a miracle he survived a whole weekend in the rain and cold with only a gash on the back of his head. Kentucky's new interim education commissioner spoke out to state lawmakers for the very first time.
This comes after the controversial departure of her predecessor, who fought with the legislature over LGBTQ issues. Our Mark Vanderhoff brings us the latest.
In her remarks, Robin Kinney was brief and diplomatic, steering clear of any controversy, and said the Board of Education is already working on the process to find her permanent replacement.
My role as the interim is really to keep KDE and the board initiatives moving forward as we search for the next permanent commissioner of education.
Robin Kinney took over from Jason Glass, who served as education commissioner for 3 years. Glass resigned in July after months of fighting with Republican state lawmakers over LGBTQ policies and legislation, such as Senate Bill 150. In Frankfort on Tuesday, lawmakers asked Kinney about those past controversies.
Would you please comment on your focus on academics rather than cultural and distracting issues?
As far as the recent legislation that's been passed by the General Assembly, I have a great deal of respect for the role of the General Assembly in creating the law. So we'll move forward to implement the laws as passed by the General Assembly. While also trying to uphold the requirements of the federal law that is required for us around academics.
Kinney noted it took 8 months to hire Glass.
That was during the COVID pandemic. So we're trying to be very optimistic that we can do that a little quicker. But of course, we want to trust the process and conduct it with fidelity and integrity and find the very best candidate for the permanent commissioner seat.
Whether Democrat Andy Beshear or Republican Daniel Cameron wins the upcoming gubernatorial election could also make a difference. That's because governors appoint Board of Education members who vote on the hire. Mark Vanderhoff, WLKY News.
Under a new law passed this year, the Kentucky Senate must confirm a new education commissioner.
A southern Indiana town broke ground on a $40 million wastewater treatment plant. The new facility in Charlestown will be able to handle 4 million gallons of wastewater a day, with the potential to scale up when needed. More than half of the project will be paid for with grants and special funding. Leaders in Charlestown say they've experienced a lot of growth, and this is a much needed investment.
One of the lessons that we learned from the past was that in order to grow, you've got to have strong infrastructure. And when the ammunition plant was put in, they didn't have a sanitary sewer. And so for all these years, we have worked to catch up with that.
That project is expected to be finished by the end of next year. Access to more green space is coming to Louisville and the U of L campus.
And the park is said to be one of the only places in the area that will actually be open to the public 24/7. The Speed Art Museum broke ground on its latest initiative called the Speed Outdoors. A 3-acre sculpture park will be built on the museum's campus. It's designed to provide equal access to outdoor areas for gathering, relaxation, and recreation.
There's the main art park along 3rd Street and across the entrance today. There's this courtyard space behind us that's formed by the building and around it. And then there's the quadrangle that connects to the University of Louisville. So all of those will have sculpture within them, but they'll all have a slightly different character.
Officials say it's expected to open in late 2025. Well, if you're looking for a new job, a job fair featuring more than 30 companies is happening today.
It'll be over at L&N Stadium on South Floyd Street, starting here in about 20 minutes, and it goes until 2 o'clock. The companies are looking to fill about 500 positions, and some of the companies there will be Best Buy, Derby City Gaming, GE Appliances, UPS, and Norton Healthcare. The Kentucky Derby Festival is giving you a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
The festival's foundation is selling raffle tickets for $50 each, and the golden ticket winner will get a prize package valued at nearly $7,100. It includes all-inclusive tickets to Oaks and Derby and several Derby Festival events. You can get tickets on the Derby Festival's website. Only 1,000 will be available, and the winner will be drawn on March 28th. Well, from ghosts to cowboys to goblins, there are hundreds of ways you can dress up for Halloween. Still ahead on the news at 9, this year's most popular fit. But before that, let's check back in with our Sam Carter.
Got Jenny and the goats behind me as we head over into the corn maze with a pirate theme. Cannot wait to show everybody what's up. Let's head in together and get it going.
Welcome back. The IRS is moving forward with a plan to build its own free tax filing program.
Direct File is a pilot version that will be available in 13 states starting next year. Unfortunately, Kentucky was not selected to participate just yet. The IRS says the trial period will help determine whether it's feasible to offer a government-run tax filing system to more taxpayers in the future. Now, eventually, it could serve as an alternative to using companies like H&R Block and Intuit's TurboTax. For the very first time, holiday spending will likely surpass pre-pandemic levels.
But that's not because of gifts that consumers will be splurging on the most in the run-up to Christmas. A new report actually found that shoppers are eager to indulge on themselves and prioritize non-gift purchases. So things like decorations, home furnishings, and clothes for family. Sales of these types of items are expected to jump 25% compared to last year. Well, a favorite toy from your childhood could soon receive a prestigious honor.
So the National Toy Hall of Fame wants you to decide one of its newest inductees. So listen up. This is what you can choose from: the Pogo Stick, the Fisher-Price Corn Popper, My Little Pony, Pez dispensers, and Transformers. The toys are called the Forgotten Five because they're regular finalists that failed to make the cut. You can vote once per day through next Tuesday on the Hall of Fame's website, and the winner will be revealed next month. I think the Corn Popper is, of all of those, the one we probably all had.
It's a solid option, and I feel like kids now have their parents and their, you know, their aunts and uncles. I feel like it's like passed down because they just don't break.
That's one of those toys that you're just like, oh, take my old one.
You definitely remember them from your childhood.
Always. Well, expect to see a lot of Barbies at your doorstep for Halloween.
Yeah, that's the top costume choice this Halloween, according to Google. Princess is the #2 pick based on what Google calls its Frightgeist. Spider-Man takes third, and other popular outfits include the traditional witch, cowboy, and a ninja. And in a cross-holiday pick, the 10th most popular costume is a bunny. Well, this Halloween, you might want to buy extra Reese's peanut butter cups, just, you know, in case.
Okay, Instacart is tracking Halloween trends. The grocery delivery service looked at candy, costume, and decor purchases in each zip code. It found Reese's Cups are the most popular Halloween candy in both Kentucky and Indiana. Other popular candies here in Louisville are M&M's, Hershey's Chocolate, and Tootsie Roll Pops. Okay. In other words, just make sure you have enough chocolate on hand. And Alex would agree because you like the chocolate and the Reese's Cups.
I do. So do you buy your Halloween candy that you're going to give to trick-or-treaters based on stuff you like?
Absolutely.
Me
because
too.
If there's leftovers,
it's got to be good.
It's got to be good for me.
Yeah.
So but I should do the opposite, so I don't eat it. I should buy what I know the other people want.
You should eat what you want. Trick or treat.
We'll see about that. I'll buy you some Reese's out.
I like it.
If you're looking for some fall fun for the whole family this weekend, maybe head on down to Hardin County and Cecilia.
Yeah, Thomas Dairy Farm and Market has festivities going on all season long. That's where we find our Sam Carter this morning. He's giving us a preview, and there's so much to do out there, Sam.
Where's Sam?
Where did he go?
There really is, and I think I'm doing this one wrong because one of the things to do out here is a corn maze, and I've kind of just been blundering my way through the middle, but I found a kind of a good path here, so I'm going to go down it. Now, this corn maze is really, really interesting. It's got a really cool theme, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. And here to do that is Celia, the 4th generation farmer to help run this farm. Now, a really cool theme in the maze this year. We're coming up on a little checkpoint that'll explain it. But before we get there, what is the theme and how does it kind of manifest itself?
Yeah, so the theme is pirates this year. Actually, our very first theme 10 years ago was the same. So we kind of wanted to do a little 10th anniversary deal there and do pirates again.
That's very, very cool. And when do you guys start growing this?
So our corn mazes are actually planted pretty late in the season to keep them pretty and green throughout our fall season. So in August, we're growing corn and cutting the maize.
I dig it. I dig it. All right, now explain how this works, because I have a little slip of paper that I got at the beginning. Our audience can see it there at home. There are Pirates of the Caribbean on it. No point in beating around the bush. And then we have a clue here. What is the maze? What is the adventure? Talk to me about it.
Yeah, so we have a game in the maze. You have to figure out who's the treasure thief. There's clues hidden all throughout it in different locations. So you solve the mystery if you find all the clues.
All right, so it does not have a color in their name. So that means it can't be Blackbird, can't be Long John 4. All right, so we eliminated 2. Let's take a little journey. Okay. How long does it normally take people to get through this maze? And you do have something